good to go?
All right, go ahead and count you in. All right, going live in three, two, one.
What's up, Facebook? What's going on, Houston? This is your boy George Salas. We're back right here, our bi-weekly B&B Cash Flow Mastery Show. My name is George Salas, and this is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network with B&B Cash Flow Mastery. We're here every 2 weeks, and I thank you so much for watching us. I appreciate you, and much, much love for you. We're going to do an update on the market today, so I'm extremely excited. We've got a lot to cover. We've got 4 segments, so don't forget that after the segment, we're going to be going into a short break. We're going to come back with more and more nuggets for you. Okay, so we are B&B Cash Flow Mastery, and we specialize in helping real estate investors increase their cash flow through teaching them the strategies on Airbnb. Okay, so and since we've gone through tough times over the last few months, right now things are much better. So we are going to be covering how much better and if it's the right time to get things going for you. If you're a real estate investor or if you're thinking about getting into real estate and entering through this strategy of Airbnb, it's the perfect time. So, just to let you know, 11 years of experience in branding and marketing myself, and we've done 40 plus deals in real estate over the last 2 years. And currently we have a portfolio of 35 Airbnbs with not even one of them touched by the coronavirus. We did not get rid of any of our Airbnbs. Our partners have also 40 plus Airbnbs all over the state. So together, right here through the Texas Real Estate Radio Network, my partners, Jason and Robert, we've got over 75 Airbnbs, 4,000 to 5,000 reservations done, and we're still going every single day. Okay, so in our market update today, we're going to be covering future occupancy of the market in Houston mostly. We're going to talk about bookings, a little bit about cancellations, and what's coming up for our market. Then the second segment, we're going to talk about bookings, new bookings, lead time. Going into the third segment, we're going to talk about length of stay, and we're going to really touch into future bookings, future market updates, and seeing how things are coming up for our market in the next few months, especially inside the Loop, which is where a lot of our Airbnbs are. Okay, so let me go ahead and then jump into this right here. And so as far as what I'm doing right here is a market update inside the Loop for 1,000 listings. Again, we did this a couple weeks ago. We got really awesome feedback and content. So please ask me anything. Today is that Ask Me Anything day as well. So drop the questions right below. Click that like button below. If you're watching, drop me a comment. In the break, I'm going to look at the questions. If there are any, we'll be able to answer them for you guys. Okay, so let's go through the first summary of the statistics of our market in downtown for 900 listings in the last 7 to 14 days. And I'm not going to cover before 14 days. We're going to cover the last 14 days. So this is May 20th when things got really good after a complete drop of about 50 to 70% on demand and tons of cancellations over the pandemic 2 months, right? Things got a lot better after mid-May. So right now, currently, we're experiencing a surge on the demand, the bookings, the prices, the daily rates, and everything. Things are getting much better, and slowly they're starting to get booked ahead. We're still with a very small lead time, which would be the amount of time that someone books. So if they book within a 2-day lead time, that's 2 days before they arrive. If they book within 7 days, you get the drip, right? So through statistics, we've got studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms in the downtown area out of 900. We're going to be talking about 53 studios only that are within that 2 to 3 kilometer radius. So 1.5 miles. So first thing, I want to go through median price. And as far as median price in the downtown area, we've had actually an increase a little bit on those prices. Has gone, I remember, from about 90 to 95 to about 108. 100 to 108 for one bedrooms and 108 for studios. Studios are in higher demand right now. Why? Because there are less of them, number one. A little bit less expensive at the time when people see it. You really don't need much for a studio, right? And then when you all of a sudden book more days, and then you're able to find that particular property that's smaller, it's more comfortable, it accommodates more. People start booking it. So what happens is more people book it, there are less of them, demand goes higher, price goes higher, right? So one bedrooms are $100 on average, median for this area. Two bedrooms are 163. Three bedrooms 450, and four plus bedrooms at 550 and up. That's just an average of what's happening over the last 2 weeks. Okay. Also, median lead time. We've got studios 1 day, very small. So if you've got a studio out there, then make sure that you lower your prices within that 1 to 2, 3 days, because most people are booking 1 day before. So Airbnb is a last minute person platform, last minute booking platform. It is not so much. And right now we're just seeing tons of last minute bookings, right? Tons of them. The median lead time for two bedrooms is 4 days, which is much better. So I apologize. The median lead time for one bedroom is 4 days. So you've got to be prepared a little bit better. You've got more heads up. Two bedrooms, two. Three bedrooms, one, and four bedrooms, two. So everything in this area is getting booked last minute, which is a little bit different than actually being in the suburbs, right? The suburbs take a little bit longer time, but we're seeing also an increase in lead time. But over the pandemic, coronavirus over the last few months, most people have been booking last minute, even in the suburbs, even in the big houses. And I've seen an increase on that, which is good for us. We want to get booked ahead because our prices are going to be a little higher, right? So let's jump into just about what we're going to be dropping for you guys on future occupancy, because we've got to go into the next segment. So future occupancy, bookings, and cancellations. We're going to talk about basically the average estimated occupancy that we're going to be looking at over the next 1, 2, 3, and up to the end of the year. Okay, so we'll jump into that in the next segment. But I do want to tell you guys that this weekend we've got a small show for you guys, a 1 day event. And if you want to grab your tickets, we will be teaching you the new strategies we're learning about Airbnb and what we're doing, and then it's going to be this Saturday. So 1 day, and make sure you guys join us, and we'll be dropping the link here shortly, as well as you can go on Eventbrite and find some of the tickets. Okay, so again, into the next segment, I want to thank you guys for joining us today. We're going to jump right into a quick break, and from there we'll go into the next segment. We'll talk about future occupancy. Okay, this is George, B&B Cashflow Mastery. See you in a bit. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, so we've gone off the recording. Don't forget, we're recording for the radio. So I want to say hello if you're watching, if you're on Facebook, my Facebook peeps. Just stay in touch. I want to give you a little bit of the occupancy here in the next segment. I want to thank you for watching this. We like to just deliver a little bit of value here for you. Please let me know if you have questions. I'll be happy to answer them. It's an Ask Me Anything type of Thursday. So right here, when I go off the air, I'm going to look at if there are questions on any of these 4 or 5 platforms that we're streaming live in right now. But we are streaming live. That's why I cannot look at the questions while we're doing it live, because it is for our radio show. So thank you for watching. We'll be right back. Facebook, welcome back. B&B Cashflow Mastery. We're right here live once again. So let's talk about future occupancy. Everybody's wondering if it's the right time to start your short-term rental business or to move, transition your current strategy into short-term rental. If you're a landlord, this is for you. So depending on where you are and obviously the cash capabilities and in what area, what kind of property you have, it's the right time. So if you have a one bedroom, I think it's the right time. If you have a two bedroom, it's definitely the right time. If you have a studio, it's the right time. If you have a home, it's the right time. There are many, 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 many reasons why. One of them being you make more cash flow, right? In the long term, the difference between a short term as cash flow wise only. Now, there are other factors that make the decision making and also come in place when making a decision. But when it comes to cash flow, you can do 3, maybe 4 times on a low end, 2 times the cash. If you're managing things yourself, which most Airbnb hosts slash real estate investors actually are doing their own management, then you are going to be able to keep that margin. If you pay someone else or you have a team of people managing your rentals, your short terms, that you're going to be paying, good 10, 15, 20% amongst your virtual assistant team and your managers or whoever is managing, right? So if you're doing this yourself, it's not hard. If you're doing one property, it's very easy. And if you're doing 20, it is much harder, right? So let's discuss a little bit of future occupancy. So what I see here in downtown for 903 listings, we have actually a 10 or 11% increase on future occupancy projections in this area. So because I have the actual report for this inside the loop central area, I'm going to give you my opinion on these are facts, but I'm going to give you my opinion on the suburbs. Anybody outside this downtown area loop, I have heard and I have seen much better numbers, much better head time, lead time, and much better future occupancy because everything is coming back. Their traveling is opening, and despite of what's happening with this racism thing that I don't even want to discuss or talk about right now, I believe things are coming back. So as soon as there's more movement, more travel, we'll see that come back strongly. Right now, I would say we're almost back at pre-COVID-19 times, but not quite there. So for studios, I'm looking at a future 40% occupancy. That's an average, okay? For one bedrooms, I'm looking at a 45 to 50% occupancy. That's also an average. If you have a good listing, you have a better potential compared to what it was before. These same numbers we're looking at like 30, 35, ahead. So let me see. 2 bedrooms is looking like 40, 39.88. 3 bedrooms, 37%. 4 bedrooms, ooh, there's a spike here. Weekends and weekdays, that's what it is. So what this tells me is that the market is coming back and there's more traffic. The increase in 10% is a lot. It's a couple hundred bookings just in this area. So that means that there is right now more traffic just from the facts. And I see the facts also in our properties, and then I see the increase, but it's just not quite there, right? So let's check out future prices. So as far as future prices in the next few months for July for studios, I'm seeing actual an increase, and I'm gonna go by percentile, okay? 25, 50, and 75. What that means is basically if you're in the 25th percentile, that that's going to be your rating, and then 25, you're in the below 25% of all the listings, so all the prices, right? So if you are at 70 or below in a studio, you are in the 25th percentile. So $95, you're in the fifth percentile, and 128 for the 75th percentile. So that's for studios. It's looking actually for one bedrooms. We're looking at $59, $86 for the 50th percentile, and 119 for the 75th. So two bedrooms, 117, 182 for the 50th, and 715. So we've got a very, wow, this is pretty crazy. So the prediction here is to be right around 700. Wow, this is crazy. Awesome. And then looking at four bedrooms, we're looking at 25th percentile, $290 in the downtown area for the next few months. Actually, the curve is very straight. $550 for four bedrooms in the 50th percentile, and $2,000. And that's going to be very, very unique. I guarantee you the numbers for that are probably two or three homes that are renting at that number, maybe one in this area. So things are looking good, right? There's more movement, more travel. So make sure that if you're thinking about getting in the game, you hurry, because summer is here and things are hot and spicy. Okay? So let me think. Let me see over here. Let's check out some new bookings. So I've got a whole curve of bookings statistics that come from April, and in April we were seeing a number of about 300 bookings per week out of 900 listings, right? And then we go to the beginning of May. The beginning of May, at about first week of May, that number doubled. Okay, so the beginning of May was doubled, then it kind of increased a little, decreased a little bit over the second week. So we're seeing the beginning of May about 750 bookings. So that's 150% increase, about 150% increase in the amount of bookings per week. Okay, so 750 bookings per week within the beginning of May. Then the middle of May, we're seeing 633, and then middle of May, 900 bookings. So that's 300%, right? From the 300 bookings. So then towards the end of May, it slowed down a little bit. And now we're back. In the last week, the amount of bookings has increased to about 900 a week. That means there's a 300% increase in the amount of bookings. So those are statistics, and in the next segment I want to talk to you about how to analyze this for future, and then what I think is going to happen in the next 3 months for us, according to this statistics that I'm showing. So this is B&B Cashflow Mastery. George Salas, thank you for watching. See you in the next segment. Again, Facebook, thanks for watching. We are not on the radio anymore, so I want to say thank you, and getting some good feedback. So I'm going to check out some of the social medias here. Mm-hmm. All right, welcome back. This is George Salas, B&B Cashflow Mastery, and I want to talk to you about lead time and then also give you my opinion on exactly what I think is going to happen in the next few months for future bookings. Okay, so let's do future bookings. I believe that once we open up phase three completely and then all these writing goes away and people stop talking about COVID and um, this other stuff that's going on social media, things are gonna get back to normal in this, from what I've seen in this transition over the last 30 days, where at the beginning of May it jumped up just a little bit but it was double May. I've seen a two, three times, but 200% increase. So instead of having 300 bookings, now I'm seeing 900 bookings in a week for this area, which tells me that now it is pretty much back to normal according to the statistics now just in this area, right? I've also read an article from AirDNA that, or it was the AirDNA or maybe CNBC, that speaks about the jump, right? So there was a 200% jump from April and the entire world on new bookings. Okay, once things start opening back up. So be patient if you're still struggling out there, and then if you're thinking about getting in the game, it's back to normal. There's nothing to be scared about. I think this is a good industry. Is a great industry to make cash flow if you already have a property that's not making so much. It's a great industry to get in if you don't have one. And just to get one could help you out with $500 to $1,000 a week in rental income, right? And you can grab this property within a matter of a week by having a strategy on how to talk to your landlord, what to say to them, what to send to them, and how to prove yourself and tell them that you're going to be a good tenant if you're doing rental arbitrage or if you're buying a property. There's also strategies to get into this game that don't cost very much money. And I've got a little surprise for you. The entire last segment, we're going to talk about this strategy that I shout out in the last in the last episode, but I didn't have much time to really break it down for you. So in basically how you can grab a property, buy a home, and then stage it like a matter of like 10 grand, right? Which is crazy. Yeah, if you don't believe me, please stay until the next segment, okay? So how we did it, you'll see. So new bookings, that was it. I mean, I think things are gonna get better. So after 30 days, we will be even higher. So I believe there's very steady time coming for us where we're gonna have lots of bookings. Okay. Let's jump into lead time. Lead time, how many days in advance people are booking? In an average lead time, 50% in the last week are booking, 50% are booking within 2 days or less. .5% are booking within 3 to 7 days. 8.5% booking within 7 and 14. 8.5. So more than 90% of people that book, guests that book on Airbnb, that's insane, is are going to be outside below 7 days. That's crazy. 10.10. 14 to 30th, 10. 10 days, 14 to 30 days, and then 30 to 60 days, 8%. So maybe I read this wrong. I apologize. So 60 to 70% of people are booking within 7 days. So watch everything when it comes to occupancy within 7 days, because majority of the bookings are coming within those 7 days. Okay, let's touch a little bit of that was average lead time. Let's go through, instead of average lead time, we're gonna go through studios, and then one bedrooms, two bedrooms quickly if we have enough time. So 2 days or fewer, 50.62. 3 to 7 days, 26.3 over the last week. 7 to 14 days, 2.63. And 14 to 30 days, 15.9. And 30 days or more, 2%. Crazy. It's for studios. Let's check out one bedrooms, two bedrooms. So pretty similar. 45% for 2 days or less. 18% for 3 to 7 days. So pay attention to that 1 week. You have 60% in one bedroom, 70% in studios, and it's averaging 60 to 70% of all properties are getting booked within 7 days. I'm going to drop that right there because they're all the same, right? And want to tell you a little bit more about what is that one thing you got to ask yourself if you're managing an actual hosting a property, or if you're thinking about getting in this game, is watch the pricing strategy that you have, and then make sure you pay attention to those 7 days. Just from the statistics that I saw, those 7 days are crucial because 70% of all bookings are coming in within 7 days. Okay, so even more than before, I have seen an increase in last minute bookings, and the lead time is just crazy, right? Think about it, 2 days or less, it's over half of all the bookings come in 2 days or less. So if you're not booked, there's a reason. You've got to drop those prices and maintain your income, your cash flow coming in. Okay, so pay attention to that, and then price accordingly, right? You can, in my opinion, anything above 30 days needs to be at its highest price, because you want to maximize that. Anything within 3 days or 2 days needs to be at its lowest price. Okay, because you want to stay booked. So make sure you pay attention to that, and just put as much, I would say, time as you put in other areas of your business into pricing. Pricing, in my personal opinion, it is a pricing management and revenue management. It is that one strategy that can move the needle for your business in this short-term rental world, right? I also want to tell you guys that we've got some awesome things coming up, and I want to thank you for watching. We're live every single Thursday, and it's 10:70 a.m. Make sure you check us out. Also, we come on every 2 weeks here live on Facebook. So 2 weeks from now, we'll be back, and I'd love for you guys to join us. And we have some market updates. We got some awesome hints. So you guys are awesome, and we're about to go out onto the next segment. I'll have a little break. I'm going to check out the socials again, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions for you guys. So this is B&B Cashflow Mastery, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. George Salas. All right, let's check some questions.
This is going to be the last segment for the first show.
All right. Okay, I've got a couple questions here. Let's go with our Houston Airbnb, a short-term rental club group, and Dantai is asking if there's a software to find where properties are good for Airbnb. Yes, absolutely there is. It's called AirDNA, and I can jump a little bit into telling you the only problem with AirDNA, why I haven't actually said much about it right now, is because the data is going to be off, because AirDNA gives you past data. So the last few months, you're not going to find accurate, because it's a time where things were different, right? So what I would do, I would look and search in Airbnb and then I would look at the area that you're looking at, and I would see what people are posting their properties at, and then compare it to how long or how many nights out of the next 30 days they're booked. And the reason for that, because if you see the property at $400 and they're booked like today or tomorrow or this weekend, and they're booked 10, 15 nights at that price, that means they are getting that price. So that's how you search it. And that's probably the best way to search future pricing. So right now, other than that, factual data from the past is the always the best way, except for currently because things were off. So you want to make that transition. So let's go. Let's get started again. All right, welcome back. B&B Cash Flow Mastery. This is George Salas, and we're going to cover length of stay. And I'm going to pull up just a little bit of data as well, and we're going to discuss of where you need to pay attention according to facts. And then length of stay is the amount of days that guests are booking, right? We covered lead time in the last segment, and according to the factual data that I pulled up, the report, and then the readings that I've been doing, we've seen a great increase actually a great increase on bookings in the segment before, and then the lead time is still super short, which means people are making their plans really last minute because there is still uncertainty. Now that there's another wave of uncertainty from the riots and everything happening, especially in Houston, which I've heard. I haven't watched the news, but the last week has been pretty incredible with people protesting and being violent in our city. I did see some videos and things were destroyed, which is a shame. Okay, so let's pull this up. Let's go backwards today. No, let's not go backwards. Let us talk about length of stay on studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 3. Okay. 76% of your Airbnb bookings for studios are coming within 2 days. 54 of 1 bedrooms are coming within 2 days. 62 of 2 bedrooms are coming within 2 days. And 3 bedrooms. 75% of 3-bedroom bookings. That means even families and bigger groups are traveling last minute, which tells us that that's good. They're still traveling, right? Even though it's last minute, which is good for our industry. And 4+ bedrooms is 78% within 2 days, which is the opposite during normal times. People book way ahead, especially big groups, because they've got to do their plans. So now I think people are just starting to travel. They're like, hey, let's travel to Houston. Let's travel to Dallas. Let's just go here. Let's go there last minute to see their families that they haven't seen in a while, which is going to continue because it's been 2-3 months that they haven't been able to do certain things, such as going to see their families, their girlfriends, or work-related trips. So I strongly recommend you to watch your minimums, okay? So if you got 2-3 day minimums during the week, it's not a good time to do that right now because 60 to 80% are going to be 2 days or less, right? So your weekends, you definitely need to because you're going to get left out without booking a weekend, but your weekdays, don't do that, okay? Let's go to 3 to 7 day stays. Let's check that out. 3 to 7 day stays. For studios is 21%. And wow, incredible. So studios, 21% and 78, 76. One bedrooms, 54% or 2 days or less. 30% are 3 to 7 days. And a very small percentage, 7.99 for 7 to 14. I don't even want to talk about the rest. So now let's talk about 2 bedrooms. 62%, 2 days or less. Out of 900 listings, 62%. That means 600, 600, right? 3 to 7 days, only 24% for 2 bedrooms. 7 to 14 days, 10%. 3 bedrooms, 75%, 2 days or less. Same as we talked about last. 17%, 3 to 7 days stays. 3.8%, 7 to 14. That's unheard of. So this simply tells us that even the big homes are booking last minute. So if you're not booked ahead and you have a big property that holds 10, 15 people, that's okay. Make sure you watch those prices last minute. Okay, so, and you also watch your minimum stays. You want them longer, right? But it's going to be a little tougher because I don't see a lot of big groups, or even the big groups booking long stays. There's big groups booking bigger properties, and that might actually be smaller groups booking bigger properties, but they're booking these bigger properties, such as 3 bedrooms, to be in a cleaner environment, maybe, right? That might be a possibility. So make sure you pay attention to the fact that people are booking last minute short stays. Okay, more work, that's okay. We stay full, and then we continue to make cash in and cash out, right? So we are having business, we're paying our bills, paying our mortgages or rents. So let me check out. Okay. That's all I've got for you guys today, but I do want to talk about my strategy, and I'm going to simply pull up a few facts about this strategy, and I want you guys to just learn a little bit about it. So the name of this strategy, I don't have one, but it is an acquisition that was done in through a subject to, okay? And let me pull up the info here, guys. So this acquisition was done through a subject to, and we ended up purchasing it with $5,000. And how we did that, I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to break down here. I'm just trying to pull up these steps. So here it is. So there you go. We simply found a subject to property with low equity. That's your key. All right, we found a subject to property with low equity, and I developed the relationships with the wholesalers, which would be step number 1. Step number 2, I attended events to build these relationships and meet more people, right? So when I did that, I was able to meet certain people that sell properties. So now you have access to properties by going to events. First thing, you want to join the community, kind of get in the name, see who's the top dog, right? So step 1, find your Facebook groups. Step 2, attend events, live or virtual. Step 3, build relationships with wholesalers if you're looking for a property this cheap. Step 4, ask for subject twos with low equity, which is the main thing, right? Subject twos with low equity will allow you to purchase the property with that, not a lot of equity, but with a little bit of cash, small amount. And step 5, buy subject twos and stage it with essentials and everything from a state sell. Okay, so it's my 5-step post-COVID under 10K strategy to get a short-term rental property. Okay, and those are maybe a 30-day process, right? 30-day process to find that. So don't tell me that you can't find because you don't have a lot of money. 10 grand can get you to buy a home. Okay, so that's it for you guys today. Thank you for watching. I hope that this serves you, and I appreciate you. Please join us every single Thursday, and I want to wish you the best, and then I want to tell you to continue to work hard, not give up on your dreams, and just persevere and keep going no matter where you are in life. I'm George Salas, B&B Cash Flow Mastery. Thank you.